What is going on, everybody? We are back with a brand new YouTube video. We are week 3 of the Summer Shredding Championship prep. So time is pretty much flying by. At least for me, it feels like time is moving quick when it comes to this prep. That said, I'm gonna give you guys a little update of where I'm at in a bit. But before that, we're gonna get this video started in 3, 2, 1. Okay, so quick little update of where I'm standing 3 weeks out, not 3 weeks out, 3 weeks into our prep. So this morning weighed in at a new low at 160.6 pounds. Now I don't remember last week's. I still feel like last week's weigh-in was in the 162s, 161s, things like that. That said, when it comes to my progress so far, at least compared to like my past shows, I do feel like it's a little bit slower than I'd like. So that's why we are making some adjustments today. And one of those things is the nutrition. So for a lot of my preps, I usually keep carbs like pretty high, like right off the bat. And I'm able to sustain that for a good amount of time before I need to adjust them. But we're doing an audible this time. So at the beginning of this prep, we started around 240, 230. It's already dropped down to around 200, but I'm gonna make another adjustment to bring it down even further to the 180s to 190. So that's what we're gonna do with the carbs. And with that, that's kind of like the usual range that I've stuck through with all my preps. We'll see down the road if I have to go lower than that, which I expect I'm going to do considering how early it is in the prep. But like I said, I do wanna accelerate this progress just a little bit quicker, just because with my last prep, I feel like there was definitely some improvements I could have made. One of them being how lean I was. I think I could have pushed a little bit more for it. Looking back at it and kind of learning from it, I do know that, and even looking at pictures and videos, I do feel like compared to like some of the other competitors, I could be a little bit more leaner. My size was there, but definitely the conditioning needed to be worked on, which was my strong point the previous 2 preps. So we're gonna aim for that this year again, hence why I'm making these adjustments. And then number 2, cardio. So I am upping cardio again for this week. Again, just like my nutrition, it's usually a slow start in the beginning, but because of everything that I've said already, we are accelerating that. So this week we've upped it to 30 minutes on the stairs. Those are 2 of the major adjustments that I'm going to be doing starting this week. And then obviously as weeks go by, we're going to keep adjusting as needed and give you more updates on where everything is at. That said, we are pulled up to the gym. We're here at Good Life Fitness. It is shoulder day. I won't film this shoulder day just because you guys saw it in my first video. So we're going to skip to the end where I go a little bit over on the posing aspect. But yeah, I'm gonna get this lifting first and then I'll catch you in a bit. Okay, so now I am not gonna consider myself any sort of being like an expert when it comes to posing, but I like to think I know a few things or 2 after being in a few competitions kind of just like learning from seeing people on the stage. Now, especially for men's physique, there's pretty much like a structure that judges look for when you're on stage. A lot of the times they want that Dorito-shaped ratio between your shoulders and your waist, and that's kind of like the look men's physique is. It's that beach body, that slim waist, broad shoulders type of thing. Being able to pose and to portray that way is super important because I've seen so many great physiques on stage, and the way sometimes people pose, it could like diminish that in a sense. So to go through a prep, to kind of go through all that hard work to get shredded and to go on stage and not be able to present, I guess, yourself as best as possible, it's kind of one of those things where posing is like that small detail which could make a difference between your placings and whatnot. But for me and myself and my strong points, this is kind of the approach I like to go with and kind of my style of posing. Once I get squared up, I like to do this little transition where I just bring my arms back here and kind of put my hand on a hip and my dominant arm a little bit forward. For me, with my body type, I feel like this creates that Dorito-shaped look that judges go for. Now, you'll see some people do this or even square up with what I call like a Superman pose. And for some people it works, but for me it kind of doesn't, just the way, again, my body is shaped. I feel like I could create a smaller waist by going into an L shape here and kind of presenting it at an angle like this. And then when it comes to like transitions, a lot of people like to customize it depending on their style. Now, I like to keep mine super simple, and a lot of the shows that I've been with, they say to not do too much when it's like an amateur show. Again, they emphasize this is not the Olympia or anything like that, so don't have to get too complicated. So from here, I kind of do a simple transition where I step forward and kind of bring my arm down, flex the tricep, turn around. Honestly, simple. Squeeze the back, then flare out as much as I can. Now, this is where it gets tough for me because I have no idea how my back looks every time I practice unless I record. So doing the back pose is always the toughest on my end. And there is a saying when it comes to the make it or break it, usually back poses win the competition. So being able to nail that perfectly could separate you from the competition. That's kind of one of my main goals for this prep, is to always keep improving my back pose, just because I can't see it. That said, from there, you kind of just go back into the simple front pose to end it off. But overall, that's kind of my take on posing with men's physique. Take it as you want it, but it's one of those things I have fun with just because I'm able to customize it the way I like to. But anyways, we're gonna get out of here. Catch you on the next clip. So it is actually 1 week later since I filmed that posing clip, and not gonna lie, this is probably gonna be one of the biggest struggles throughout this prep, is actually doing this, creating the vlog, creating content, filming. It's one of those situations where I'm at where when it comes to content, I guess you could call this, I'm in a state of like having a content block when it comes to creating new videos and new content. And at least for me, when I look back at all the videos that I've done for YouTube and whatever, it's almost like I'm kind of asking myself, what else haven't you guys seen already from my past prep videos? And to be honest, that's probably one of the things I have trouble with when it comes to creating new videos. It's like trying to figure out something fresh, something new to give you all, rather than trying to repeat the same thing. But that being said, being in prep, a big thing about being in prep is that a lot of it's all routine, right? So that's another thing that I have to take in consideration. As entertaining as I want these videos to be, I also understand that sometimes these videos could be a little bit repetitive too in terms of the content and what I film, just because a lot of my days are going to be either I'm at the gym, I'm having my meals, I'm at work, and then whatever little time I have in between those things, that's where the outside of the box events kind of happens, and I try to capture that as best as possible. So yeah, that is why we are 1 week later when it comes to this vlog, and this vlog is probably going to be a two-parter, not a two-parter, it's going to be like a 2-in-1 type of video, 2 weeks basically. That said, a little update with the prep as well. Hit a new low weigh-in this morning, as you can see right here. I'm officially in the 157s. Now, it is a big drop from last week, so I'm gonna see how this week progresses, if it's gonna level off to a midway point or if this is the new standard. So we're gonna see how that goes. But yeah, I'm here at the gym. Again, won't film this one because I just wanna have a solid shoulder day. But yeah, see y'all in the next clip.
the morning and stay in bed, leave it all, put the problems to the side.
Alright, so as you can see, brand new day. It is later in the week. Just finished off work. As you can see, I got a little bit of a haircut as well. That said, this week has been super exhausting, and a lot of it's got to do with just how my schedule is this week. So not only with these early morning workouts, we are running a sale at Popeye's Supplement, so that's a little bit taxing as well, just being social and being interactive with a lot of customers, seeing a lot of faces, being able to give as much energy as I could with these interactions while being on prep. It's definitely draining, so by the end of every shift, it's kind of hard to pick up the camera and kind of just film in general. Like most of the times I kind of just want to lie down and just crash and just like sleep. So a lot of the days have been like that. So here we are, picking up the camera again, trying to get more content for y'all for this vlog. And hopefully by the end of this week and onto the next video, there's gonna be more variety in terms of what I do. A lot of it's been very routine, as I mentioned in the previous clips, I believe. This is probably the most taxing prep that I've been through, or the most hardest so far. Yeah, it's kind of a weird feeling. Usually prep comes easy for me in the most part, but now it's kind of like I kind of get to experience a little bit of what others feel when they say prep is draining, prep is like super low energy, things like that. I don't know. Yeah, like I said, this prep's a little bit different, but we are working with it. We are pushing through. We are trying to bring the best package that we can come summer shredding in September. So yeah, here we are. That's a little update. Catch you on the next clip. All right, so to end this vlog off, kind of want to show you some things that I picked up today. We got these two items over here. I got an e-reader, not an e-reader, a square reader, and this tablecloth. Why, you might ask? This coming weekend, which is going to be July 18th, I believe, not only are we releasing the new men's apparel for Pursuit Lifestyle, we are also having a booth in Calgary, so I'm gonna be heading out of town to support with my good friend Sarah at her bodybuilding competition, and we're gonna have our first Pursuit Lifestyle apparel booth there as well. Not only I'll be running it, but my buddy DJ as well is gonna be there as well. That's some exciting stuff. I'm gonna be sure to vlog it all, document it all, and then show you guys in the next vlog. But yeah, despite this vlog being all over the place, hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Yeah, summer shredding is coming up pretty quick, so we're definitely wrapping it up with this prep. That said, we'll end it off there, and if you haven't already, please like the video, subscribe to the channel, comment down below, and then we'll catch you on the next one. Peace.